Monday morning. Welcome to Ocala Talks. It is Monday, June 13th. We're almost halfway through the month of June. Man, these days run together and everything seems to just run all together. Great weekend over the weekend if you are a sports guy or if you just wanted to take in what was supposed to be a rainout weekend but didn't materialize that way. I was able to do some outdoor stuff this weekend, take in a band that I hadn't seen in a while. So it was a good weekend for me. Let's find out how the weekend went for Galen. You know, he joins us every day, sponsored by Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, Penn Flooring, and Just Shipped. Galen, good morning.
Hey, what's going on, Tom? How are you?
Except for the New York Rangers debacle, I had a pretty good weekend. How about you?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it was a debacle or just...
It was really a great game. It was really a great game.
Stamkos just decided, this is my series, this is my team. I am the best player the Lightning have ever had. I am a playoff legend now. I'm just going to take over here in the third quarter, the second and third period, and I'm going to win this series for Tampa.
Yep. So the Stanley Cup gets underway. Stanley Cup gets underway this week with the Colorado Avalanche and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay going for 3 wins in a row. And somebody said if Tampa Bay wins this NHL, with the way the Bucks won the Super Bowl in the last 2 years, and with the way the Rays make the playoffs every year, that there is a legitimacy to Tampa Bay. I'm pushing the brakes a little on that, but there's some people that really believe that.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can, but it's more just the Lightning being...
Yes.
You know, in today's NHL and the way they've done it, I think it's pretty special. You put them in the same realm as the Avalanche of old. If you remember, the Avalanche had that in the 90s.
The Edmonton Oilers of the 80s.
Well, they're not the Oilers or the Islanders. Let's not put them up there. Where the Oilers won 5 in a row and the Islanders won 4 in a row. Let's not get carried away. But you could put them up there with the Detroit Red Wings of Yzerman and in that group, and even the Pittsburgh Penguins with the Mario Lemieux. Yeah, I mean they're 3 in a row in any sport is incredible, right?
Look, I give the Buffalo Bills credit.
Never been done in the NFL.
I give the Buffalo Bills credit for losing 4 Super Bowls in a row.
Absolutely, but it's never been done in the NFL where somebody won 3 in a row. Not the modern NFL. Please don't at me with the Packers because that didn't count. It's pretty special. Now they have to do it, and they're going to go against a team that's been the best team in the NHL. They have arguably the best player in the NHL, and it'll be fun to watch. And I'm excited about it.
It's lost in all of this though is a guy that's going to make a lot of money, and he has nothing to do with hockey, but he's going to make quite the residual check over the next week and a half, 2 weeks, depending on how long these finals go.
The three-peat.
That's Pat Riley. Pat Riley stands to make quite a bit of money because they'll say three-peat a lot. They'll say that phrase a lot, and Pat Riley gets paid when they say it.
I've heard back-to-back-to-back a lot. That's been the slogan for the Lightning have been using. We'll see. You can't charge somebody for saying it. You can charge them if they put it on a shirt or something. But
no, I think he gets. I think that he gets licensing rights with places like ESPN and Fox and all. Just like they can't say the Super Bowl, they have to say the big game in these commercials and everything.
Yeah. Oh, I know that, but you have to prove you're making money. I don't know. I'm sure Pat Riley thinks he's making money, and I'm sure Pat Riley will tell you he's making money off.
Yeah, so
doesn't mean it's true.
But it's one of those things where I laugh every time I think about it. That he makes up a word, and somehow he thinks he can. Just like Michael Buffer.
Well, he didn't make up the word.
No,
he didn't make it up. I mean, he didn't make it up.
He copyrighted it.
Sure.
And then, just like Michael Buffer.
A little bit different.
Why? Let's get ready to rumble. Those are all words that existed before.
Yeah, but it's...
He didn't come up with anything new.
Copyrighted. No, but what he did is you cannot use his voice without his permission. I don't know. It's like a singer, singing a song. They didn't necessarily write it, but you can't use that. It's a copyright infringement. I don't have a problem with that.
I just think
That's
it's
his
funny.
trade.
I
By the
just
way,
think- I
that's
just think it's
all he
funny.
does.
Yeah.
That's how he gets paid.
Yeah, I just think it's funny.
I don't have a problem with that. He's
I just
an
think it's
artist.
funny. Hey,
And by the way, when you hear that, let's get ready to rumble. You get fired up.
yeah, oh yeah,
You get fired up for it.
that's a lot better than let's get it on. I don't like that one. That one by
Almost
Bruce.
Marvin
What's
Gaye
his
is
name?
singing it.
No, what's his name?
Bruce Buffer.
But Bruce,
Buffer.
yeah, So,
If Marvin Gaye says, let's get it on, there's nothing wrong with that.
well, no, there's a problem if Marvin Gaye says it because he's been dead 30 years.
But his song.
Oh, you mean his song? Okay, yeah, no. His song is his song is the perennial song that is requested for the garter removal at most weddings.
All right. Well, there you go.
I know that. I know that because I DJ weddings. So
There you go.
Hey, this is the official kickoff month of summer. Although in Florida we've been in summer since late February, early March. But the middle of, about a week and a half is the official day. I think it's, the 22nd or something. So 9 days from now is the official start of summer. And so I pulled up a fact about summer that may shock you. But it may not. I don't know what your shock value is, but it shocked me. Americans will eat 1 billion hot dogs in July alone.
1 billion hot dogs. So that's like 10 hot dogs. There's 300 million people?
It roughly comes out to 8 pounds of real meat, according to the hot dog industry. And they're excited about it.
Considering how many of those hot dogs get fed to a dog, though? All I'm saying.
I'm not feeding my hot dogs any dogs, pal.
Oh, all right.
I mean, Joey Chestnut consumes probably half of that, doesn't he?
He probably eats 10 pounds himself. Yeah, that's.
How about that? In a normal year, Americans eat 1 billion hot dogs in July alone.
Yeah, I think that's fair. You get a little crunch. You get a little nuts for a hot dog coming the summer. It's a hot dogs and hamburgers.
Now, are you the steam? Are you the steamed dog guy or the grilled dog guy?
Oh, I don't think there's a much better than a grilled hot dog. Now, will I eat the heck out of one that's steamed? You betcha. Absolutely.
Well, it depends on where I'm at. If I'm at home,
I like that.
If I'm at home and I got the grill going, then they go on the grill. But at the golf course, either steamed or that the little round metal things that cook them,
Yeah, well, and the bread gets a little softer when it's steamed.
Oh yeah.
I'm okay with that. You know my best way I like hot dogs?
At the turn?
Beanie weenies.
Oh.
No, I like beanie weenies. I'm pro beanie.
Now, do you like beanie weenies, or you like taking a can of pork and beans, some hot dogs, chop them up, and make them yourself so you can
I make
season
my own.
them? Exactly.
It's homemade.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah, because I put my beans on my smoker, and I just let it sit for like 6 or 7 hours.
With the bacon on it and everything. Oh yeah.
Well, all that's just I put a special sauce, make it a little spicy. Yeah, and then I eat on it for like 5 or 6 days. I don't understand why people stay away from me.
My other favorite thing with hot dogs.
There's a bubble around me.
I'm a big fan of shells and cheese with hot dogs in it.
Shells?
And cheese. Macaroni and cheese with hot dogs in it, yeah. Big fan.
I don't have a problem with that.
Big fan.
Sounds like I would eat that. I don't know if I'm a big fan. I don't even know if I've ever had it. But that doesn't that sounds pretty good.
That's how kids all across America, they get the best of both worlds. Hot dogs and mac and cheese.
I mean, that's well, now it's the chicken tenders and mac and cheese.
Oh, they're the worst. Chicken tenders, they're the worst.
I don't mind chicken tenders. I mean, having been a dad, you go through a stage where it's chicken tenders and hot dogs 2 or 3 times a day. There comes a time when you're just trying to get something protein based inside your kid. Yeah. So, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Take a break. We'll be right back. I want to ask you something about, I heard something about a Grand Prix this weekend or something that I was a little confused about, but I'm sure you can school me up on it. I'll ask you about that next. You're listening to Ocala Talks on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Here's the latest from the College of Central Florida. On Tuesday, June 21st at 8:35 a.m., Marie Davidson and Tavis Douglas will talk about all the exciting things happening with agribusiness and equine studies at the CF Vintage Farm. That's Tuesday the 21st at 8:35 a.m. on Higher Education Happenings. Vintage Farm is located just a few miles from the center of Ocala and Interstate 75, but a universe away from distractions. So be sure to listen and learn. It's information you can use from CF and your friends at WOCA, The Source.
Are you or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. On a Monday, Galen Unall from Life South joins us. Thanks to good folks at Penn Flooring, Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, and Just Shipped. Galen, I don't know anything about this, so I got to ask you, but it looks like it's good news. Is it Verstappen? Is that how you say Max's last name?
Yep.
Max Verstappen wins the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. He extends his championship lead, but the thing that I didn't understand is both Ferraris suffered DNFs. Now, I know that did not finish, but there's only two Ferraris in Formula One?
Yeah, what you would call like the Ferrari factory teams. There are other cars that use their engines, and they had quite a few engine failures. So, yeah.
But
and Max Verstappen, I think, is a terrible human being. So
they said he cruised to victory. Said it wasn't even close. Said it wasn't even close.
It was boring. It was a boring race. Mercedes was third and fourth. I think Max is and his father especially. His father is everything that's wrong with sports. So, yeah, it was a boring race. It was a very boring race.
Wow.
We're in Canada next weekend. That will be a boring race. And then we go to Silverstone, and Silverstone's a fun track. And then we start getting into some better tracks. But it's in Azerbaijan, which is, as you know, Tom, being the geography guy, is right on the Caspian Sea.
Yes.
Visually, it's stunning looking. It's every time I see that race, I'm like, man, I want to go to Baku. But you know, they have some major problems. But it was a boring race, very, very boring race.
Well, they do have some of the best sturgeon in the world in the Caspian Sea, though, to make that fantastic caviar. So you know.
I learned that in one of the Bond movies, if you remember, where they were building a pipeline. It'll come to me which one that is soon.
Well, we'll wait. It'll wash over you. It'll wash over you.
Well, they were. Oh, it's Okay, go ahead.
Well,
On the top was the bad girl. She was the villain. Oh gosh, I can't remember which one that is. The Pierce Brosnan one. It's gonna bother me. Go ahead.
Roy McIlroy defends his, although I never understand why they say defends. They're not taking it from him. He won for the second time in a row, albeit with 2 years off. The RBC Canadian Open Sunday afternoon. And, Rory is one of those guys that he's going to tell you what he thinks. I like it because he's great as an interview and everything. And he didn't pull any words when he said, he took a shot, 21st PGA Tour win, one more than someone else, McIlroy said on CBS. That gave me a little extra incentive today. Really happy to get that 21st win, so I passed somebody on the all-time list. Of course, CBS let you know the whole day that if Rory wins, he passes Live Golf CEO Greg Norman. And then Rory in his interview lets you know, I passed somebody today. I love this guy. Rory is who he is, and he's going to take his shots, and he's a good golfer. And even if you don't like the turmoil that's going on with golf, Roy McIlroy, there's no doubt which side of the line he's on.
Well, that's because he won this week, right? I mean, we'll see. It didn't bother me. I watched about 5 minutes of the coverage, and you are right. They brought it up on Sunday every opportunity
they had.
And I'm like, okay, we get it. You know, they kind of avoided the whole issue as much as they could. I don't care. I thought it was kind of stupid, but it's okay. I mean, CBS has got to be and protect the PGA Tour. I don't care. I really don't care.
I watch both because I'm a golf fan. I'm not your normal golf fan. I'm an actual rabid golf fan. So I watched both tours this weekend.
It's a boring course. The Canadian Open's a boring course. I don't think the field was particularly good.
No, because the best players were over in London.
Well, I don't know about that, but yeah.
Okay, I watched the dumbest thing. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Live Golf, while I understand what they're trying to do, I watched this draft party. And, it was party atmosphere and everything.
I hate that stuff.
By the way, I have no idea what the hell's going on. What is this team game? I don't even know what this team game. I don't even know what it is. And they didn't explain what it was. They just said we're drafting people
because they don't really know.
It seemed very. It seemed very, very member guest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You know where you do the parents' party and a member guest, and it's just.
Sure.
It's really just a nice dinner and everybody drinks and then you make side bets at that party. That's what this seemed like to me. But that may be a draw to some people who would like that this league looks more like their Nassau at their golf club.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I don't care.
And it wasn't very good golf, by the way. I watched it. It was not very good golf.
Carl just dominated. It was over. Yeah.
Well, some of the South African contingent is very large. They had the NCAA Division I men's national champion who's never hit a pro golf shot in his life, and they paid him money to come on this tour. The more I look into it, it's just not good golf. Yeah, they got Dustin Johnson. It'll get better. I understand it'll get better. But they keep saying the free agency of golf is ushered in. They're independent contractors. I don't understand either side of this acting like they have control over any one person. I just don't.
Okay. I don't have anything more to say about LIV.
You're boycotting. It's what you're doing. You're taking.
I'm not boycotting.
You're taking the PGA role, and you're an elitist. That's what you are. That's what you are. You're an elitist.
No, in order to boycott something, you have to care. I'm apathetic about both.
You're an elitist.
I mean, no, I could care less.
Charles Schwartzel did win $4 million, though.
Yeah, good for him. I don't know. I don't know. I watched none of the LIV. No, that's not true. I watched some on Friday. But I watched none of the PGA. I watched 5 minutes on Sunday yesterday.
Guy to finish dead last, Andy Ogletree, $120,000.
Good for him.
It's not a bad weekend.
I guess he made a good decision.
It's not a bad weekend if you can get it. I'm just saying.
No.
Where did our guy finish? Where's he at here? Ian Poulter.
And again, it's just like the USFL. Just because you have to throw money at the problem early, we'll see how they do.
Louis made about $750,000. That's coming back to Ocala. Some of that's coming back to Ocala. That'll help our economy a little. He'll buy some horse feed with that. You're like the only person I know who cares. Yeah, but that's because you don't have very many friends. Let's be honest.
That's one reason, but the other reason is nobody cares.
And Mickelson, here's what got me in.
And by the way, nobody cared about the Royal Canadian Open.
Nobody. By the way, I'm not the biggest Phil Mickelson fan. We're on record with that, right? Phil Mickelson says,
anybody is anymore.
He said this week in an interview, I want to put this to rest once and for all. I did not join this tour to pay off my gambling debts. Nobody asked you if you did that, Phil. Nobody.
Somebody's lying. Somebody's lying.
His mouth is moving.
Yeah.
Why would you even offer that up? Why would you even offer that up? You know what I mean?
Well, first of all, it's Phil.
I did not join this league to play off gambling debts. And then the reporter that got thrown out of the press conference, and Greg Norman said, "No, I didn't know anything about that." And then there's a photo of Greg Norman watching him being thrown out of the
Sure. I'm over that too.
I'm watching it and I'm going, I'm trying here, folks. I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. And all you're doing, it kind of reminded me, I was like, this whole league is kind of reminding me of the stupid guy that tried to, remember the shoe bomber on the airplane? Remember how dumb that guy was that tried to blow up an airplane by lighting he had a bomb or something he said in his shoe or something? That's what I was reminded. I was like, every time you take a step forward, you take 7 steps back. Oh, I had no idea they were throwing you out of the press conference. Standing, 5 feet from him?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think it's going to last.
Exactly.
I think if I'm getting bored with it already, it's not going to last. Just saying.
You'll get into
because you may be right. I may be the only person that cares in all of Marion County.
But nobody cares about the Royal Canadian Open either. Who cares?
Mike Weir.
I guess.
I mean, probably Bret Hart, the hitman Bret Hart. He's Canadian. Wayne Gretzky was watching the LIV. That's where he was watching.
Nobody cares. No, Wayne Gretzky was covering the Stanley Cup playoffs.
When we come back, we must be back to normal. I'll ask Galen if he thinks that is true or not. When we come back on the other side, this is Ocala Talks. You're listening to it on a Monday morning on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
Nearly 100 million people are facing heat warnings and advisories across the United States this week due to an early season heat wave that saw high temperature records set from California to Texas over the weekend. At least 3 wildfires ignited in Southern California on Sunday. San Bernardino County sheep fire, which ignited Saturday, has swollen to about 1,000 acres and was only 5% contained. A Monday morning filing with the SEC, federal securities regulators, have expanded their investigation into a merger between a blank check acquisition company and former President Trump's social media business known as Truth Social. The Securities and Exchange Commission is investigating communications between Digital World Acquisition Corp. And Trump. A particular interest it would be if the two sides negotiated prior to the DWAC going public. USA Radio News.
I tend to second-guess dinners with friends because they're often interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit Creon.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREON.com.
But do you know how to get there? Join Gary and Don Crawford of Pinnacle Retirement Advisors for Retirement with Pinnacle, Saturday mornings at 9 to get answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retirement with Pinnacle with Gary and Don Crawford, Saturday mornings at 9. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Hey, do you know there's an Italian bakery in Ocala? Well, there is. It's the Magnolia Italian Bakery, where you can get the best Italian specialties. We have Italian and New York cheesecakes, fresh-made cannolis, cream puffs, eclairs, and even custom and gourmet cakes. We even serve hot and cold lunch daily. I suggest you try the Italian special number 3. We even cater big and small events. So call ahead, 352-207-2667. Visit the Magnolia Italian Bakery. Manja. God bless.
People here are raving about QC Kinetics and how regenerative medicine has changed their life. People like Helen, an avid mountain climber who got sidelined when an accident left her knees in constant pain.
I was not able to train or do really anything on my knee.
Helen was told surgery would be her only option. But then she found QC Kinetics and was treated with natural biologics designed to repair and restore tissue in her knees. 3 months later, she was climbing the highest mountain in North America.
I got a very quick resolution to my pain. I began treatment in March, and I summited Denali June the 7th. It was super successful, and I recommend everyone seek out QC Kinetics as an alternative to surgery.
Get your life back with lasting results. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Call QC Kinetics today.
Call QC Kinetics, 352-400-4550. That's 352-400-4550. 352-400-4550.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros. Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
Two Men in a Truck.
Howdy folks, RL here for Dairy Queen again to tell you about what's hot and what's not. Dairy Queen has some of the best char-grilled chicken breasts on earth, as well as their chicken breast salad. And the burgers are exceptional, cooked on a real grill for the best flavor and less fat. And for dessert, blizzards are unequaled. Personally, banana split is my all-time favorite. Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where we always treat you like kings and queens.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on a Monday. Galen Udall from Life South joins us. He does every day. Thanks to good folks at Penn Flooring, just shipped in Palm Garden Health Rehabilitation Center. Galen, I've said before we went into break, I wanted to ask you if you thought that we were moving in the direction of normalcy, and I'll tell you why. It was announced that at midnight today, tomorrow morning, midnight tonight, tomorrow morning, that the U.S. government will lift all restrictions for people entering this country. They will not have to show COVID vaccinations anymore. They will be able to come in with just their passport now and resume normal activities as they did before the pandemic hit. We also know that there's thousands and thousands and thousands of people traveling on the roadways because of, even though gas prices are high, AAA says the travel is up because people want to get out and about in normalcy. Top Gun hits the theaters 3 weeks ago, breaks all kind of records, still making millions and millions of dollars. And then Jurassic Park hits the theaters this weekend, has a banner weekend. On the Thursday night midnight movie opening, just that one showing, the midnight movie, it took in $18 million Thursday night, on its way to over $100 million for the weekend. Are we back? Can we officially say, even though nobody in Washington is, are we back to normal as Americans?
Yeah, I think we are. I think we're trying to readjust. I mean, I think you're seeing that everywhere. And I think that's a good thing coming into the summer. Just imagine if gas prices were, $3.50 a gallon.
Yeah, instead of $5.
How tourism, and inflation wasn't where it's at. How people were going nuts, but I mean, a movie is still something everybody can afford. It's something everybody can do. It's still a cool family activity, and taking your kids to go see Jurassic Park and getting them out of the house is always a cool opportunity, so that they dream about that for the rest of the week.
Yeah. Oh, nightmares and everything. Certainly. I also went and visited. I have a friend that's unfortunately under the weather and in need of hospitalization, so I went to visit them. My wife and I went to visit them yesterday. No mask requirements. I mean, we took our mask in just to be safe, but no mask requirements. Nobody stopped us saying, hey, you need to put a mask on or anything in the hospital. So it felt, and look, if somebody knows about hospitals over the last year and a half, I got a pretty good understanding of how hospitals have worked through the pandemic. Yesterday was a breath of fresh air because the Nazi mask people weren't there.
Well, and again, I am too, and somebody who spends a lot of time in hospitals, but I also believe it's, when they were limiting the number of patients in a room, or there was a time where you couldn't have any guests, and
I know.
if there's ever a time when you need people around you, it's when you're in the hospital. It's when you're in your absolute worst. That's something that I really struggled with. Do you want it spread? No, but there was no real cases where that's where it was being spread.
Well, it was horrible. I can tell you from firsthand experience.
Yeah.
Going through surgery, going through 2 different heart procedures and everything, and them telling my wife she couldn't come in the emergency room with me. I'm sitting there with my heart rate over 200 beats per minute, freaking out. And the one person, my confidant that I have with me all the time, they tell her, you can't come in. He's got to do this on his own. It was very daunting. It was not. It made a bad situation that much worse.
Well, the one time where you need somebody to lean on, right? And they took that away. And I talked to a lot of hospital administrators. Like, that's not what we want to do, but we were forced to do. And again, it goes back to the way we handled the pandemic overall, right? I think I'm hoping that at some point we can really take a lesson from this on how to handle the next one, because let's be honest, there will be another one. Hopefully we can learn from our mistakes and not make the same ones again. Like closing schools was a terrible, terrible idea.
It was terrible.
That'll probably have the largest impact of anything that we did. Beyond the financial side of it, but the sheer impact it had on children will be far-reaching for the next 20 years.
Yeah, well, I think that it's going to be, and we won't know. You know, there are a couple generations that we won't know how this affects them for the next 15, 20 years. We'll see how it affects them
We're starting to see it.
Right, and we will see it. We will see it over the next 15 to 20 years. Exactly.
And again, kids are pretty resilient. They can overcome most things. We'll see how their development continues to go through. But you know, when you're putting a mask on a 2-year-old, it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, at any level, do you think, oh, that's a great idea? Yeah.
So I ran across this article over the weekend, and I thought, this is exactly what makes me laugh about people when they think that, you know, they can just relocate somewhere, especially to the Deep South, and that they can just fit in and work. A reporter for the New Yorker magazine, Samantha White, she moved from upstate New York to South Carolina in 2020 to be near her immediate family. That's where her mother and father had retired to, was South Carolina, Charleston, and so she was going to move down there. She says, I've been here 2 years. I'm born and raised in upstate New York, but at the pandemic, I moved to South Carolina. I've ended up living there 2 years. I'm going back. And she lists the reasons she's going back, and it made me laugh because even before she lists the reason, she goes, before I moved to South Carolina, the farthest south I'd ever lived was Las Vegas.
Okay, I can't help that. Yeah. Somebody get her a map. You know.
I'm like,
part of Vegas is part of the South.
I'm like, okay, so
nobody ever says, "Look, I'm heading south. I'm
going to Vegas." Nobody.
Unless you're Canadian, right? I don't even think people in Montana say, "Well, I'm heading south. I'm going to the south."
Well, that's what got me first
going
off.
To the south.
First off, she goes, farthest south I'd ever lived was Las Vegas. Huh? What? It's like
if you're trying to just imagine comparing Vegas to Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah. Or to Charleston, South Carolina. Charleston, South Carolina.
That whole area, they have nothing in common.
Nothing.
One is full of water.
And one's a desert.
One has trees.
One does not. One has alligators. One does not.
One doesn't have anything that's really alive except for snakes. I guess they have snakes in common.
Then
completely different snakes.
Then she lists the 6 reasons she's going back home. Her first one, the intense heat and humidity is unbearable. I don't know what she's referring to. Okay. What is she talking about? Well, I don't understand. Yeah. I don't understand. I mean, I understand the intense cold in South Carolina in December, and January, and February. That'd make me want to move back to where I live in Ocala. But I don't understand the unbearable heat. I don't. She said that she was like, it's unbearable to leave the house between May and October. May and October, it's unbearable to leave the house here from March through December.
What does she say about from December to March when it's snowing every day in Buffalo?
She said the air is so humid. Would be unbearable. She said the air is so humid that it feels as if someone has thrown a wet towel on you as soon as you step outside.
Oh, that would be fine.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
She says.
I don't understand that. I grew up with not having air conditioning.
Right.
So I like humidity. I'm pro-humidity.
She goes, I can handle the alligators, snakes, birds, bats, lizards, turtles, and frogs. Because I guess those only exist in the South. I guess, I thought birds lived everywhere, but I think they only live in the South, according to this woman. She cannot stand...
Wait, when did birds become bad? It's like, I can handle birds.
Alfred Hitchcock, I guess.
I guess.
Seagulls. Seagulls have seagulls now. I can see that. Their whole
come at you.
Well, and the white stuff they drop on you is no fun either.
Yeah, they're the equivalent of a pigeon. Just they live in the ocean.
She says, but what I cannot stand are the abominations of the giant bugs. They could take you down in a physical fight.
They could. I'm not denying that.
She said, banana spiders, mold crickets, palmetto bugs, millipedes, and centipedes, and that's just a few of the hundreds that I can't deal with. They look like alien-looking creatures that dive bomb my face when I'm outside.
Nobody, by the way, nobody is pro palmetto bug.
Nobody.
Nobody likes palmetto bug.
She then goes, the third reason, to live in a blue state all your life and go to a red state, it's been rough. I'm from a progressive state, and I went to a closed-minded, racist state. Uh-huh.
Wow.
Huh? I like South Carolina. I don't understand what she says. She says
closed-minded racist.
She says the amount of racism and white supremacy that is called Southern pride is really something to behold.
Okay.
Okay. Here's what told me this is a girl who probably voted for AOC. I want to be able to buy weed, which is still illegal in many southern states.
Okay. All right. That's what makes you racist. All right.
Oh.
Good for you.
She says she misses having access to different vegan foods.
Well, you're in the right. Have you? Okay. Nobody goes to Savannah for their vegan food.
No. Vinny Van Go-Go's ain't making vegan pizza for you very good. You know what I'm saying?
No. I mean, the Pink House, I don't even know if they have a vegetarian
I don't even
option.
know if they have a vegetarian option. I mean, even their green beans have bacon in it.
That's exactly right.
So I don't know that you could get
Well,
anything.
that's not wrong.
I don't know that you could get a vegan meal in Savannah. You're right.
So what part of this would she say, you know what, Savannah is the place for me?
Well, no, Charleston is where she was living. She was staying in Charleston with her parents. But Charleston's Savannah Light. It's Savannah Light, okay?
That's exactly right. I like Charleston a little more. I'm not going to lie.
She goes, and the last reason, there is no seasonal change. It's summer, and then it's not summer. That's the only two seasons they have. It's summer,
she's not wrong
and
there.
then not summer. Well, I can't. She goes, but I will not pretend that the South is not beautiful. It is. It's just not for me. Adirondacks, here I come. But when I read, I couldn't stop laughing, and I kept reading more and more with this article, and it got me, what got me first was, the farthest south I'd ever been before this was Las Vegas.
Vegas. Yeah, you had me at Vegas. That's pretty great. I mean, it's pretty great.
Oh.
Pretty great.
And she was open. She goes, look, I can't buy weed in South Carolina legally.
Oh, that's so silly.
Did you ever think, though, in your lifetime, we'd be able to have a conversation about you can't buy lead legally in one state, but you can in another state?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's been coming for a long, long time. Yeah. I mean, I don't care one way or the other. Then again, I don't have. If you wanted to legalize all drugs, I'd probably have a conversation about it. The pharmaceutical companies.
Somebody was like,
I
had this discussion with somebody last week when they said, I never thought in my lifetime I'd see weed legalized. And I go, people that are in their 70s now fought in Vietnam, and weed was their go-to, so they could deal with some of the stuff they saw and everything. They're now, if everybody under the age of 80 was honest, I'd bet 80% of this country has at least tried weed one time in their lifetime.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
So I'm surprised that people still go, man, I never thought I'd see it legal in my lifetime. I mean, I don't think they're going to legalize cocaine and heroin and everything, but weed was a definite.
They're very close to legalizing heroin. I mean, they're giving you kits so that you can take it without fentanyl in it, and having fentanyl tests. I don't have a problem with it though. Right? If you want to get high, go get high. I don't care.
Amsterdam, you can get whatever you want. And the black market in Amsterdam is almost non-existent.
Sure, that's right.
It's all I've been to Amsterdam, and it has its seedy areas, but it has its great areas, and everything's legal in Amsterdam. So
that's right. What's the problem?
But this young lady is moving back to the Adirondacks. She just can't handle the South, because Las Vegas is so in the South.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just found that hilarious. So in another venture of the news media making a story out of nothing, at least 7 mass shootings occurred across the country since Friday night, making it the 4th consecutive weekend in the U.S. where there have been mass shootings. Of course, they tell you mass shootings are incidents involving 4 or more victims shot. And do you know where the mass shootings were? There's a total of 17 shootings, 13 dead, 79 injured in cities across the country, including Philadelphia, Chicago, Memphis, Atlanta, and New Orleans, and Louisville, and Chicago. Did I say Chicago? Yeah, Chicago. All very urban metropolitan areas. And one of them is a man and a woman were killed and 4 patrons were injured when a man with a handgun got into an argument with another man in a handgun. They started shooting at each other in Gary, Indiana, and the innocent bystanders at Plio's nightclub at 2 o'clock in the morning. But now it's listed as a mass shooting.
Sure.
I think the 49 dead at Pulp's nightclub would think that 2 guys arguing in a nightclub that was stupid to start shooting each other, they would disagree that that's on the same level as what happened at the Pulp's nightclub 6 years ago.
Yeah, I think everybody would.
You know,
I think everybody would.
It's just, again, the sensationalism of trying to whip up into a lather people with headlines, and because the headline is so misleading. At least 5 dead, 27 injured, as wave of weekend mass shootings in the U.S. continues. And then they show you a picture of an AR-15 right underneath the headline. By the way, all these shootings, every one of these shootings that they list, handguns were used.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Again, I'm kind of over. It's the wrong word. I don't know what the answer is, and what you don't know is what was the background? Was it drug related? Was it alcohol related? Was there intoxication? Was it gang related? You know what I mean? Yeah.
But the average person, and this is my point, the average person will read that headline and think, "Oh God, there's the rifle again." When the mass shooting, their definition of mass shootings were with handguns, and it was arguments. A family gathering was one, a nightclub was one, a wedding reception was one. Yeah, domestic violence were 3 of them. You know, I just, like, 4 people were injured when a shooting erupted in the streets of New Orleans, 4 a.m., leaving 4 men with injuries to the neck, knee, elbow, and hand in what cops are saying was a gang-related shootout. How does that?
I think that's.
You know, I just don't understand why they think they can get away with saying that's a mass shooting.
Well, by their definition, it is. But to me, that would be, well, that's why you need a good guy with a gun. You know, because bad guys are going to have guns.
5 people
bad
injured.
Guys don't care about the rules.
5 people injured, 1 critically, in what is being portrayed as a mass shooting by Chicago authorities in a drive-by.
Sure.
That's a drive-by. Those happen in this country as bad as it is, drive-bys have become the norm in a lot of neighborhoods. But they're using this is what gets me, is I know that some these news organizations have assigned somebody, you look at every blotter everywhere in the country, any people with 4 or more victims, we need to know about it so we can blow it up as a mass shooting. You know that assignment was given to somebody.
Yeah, but they've been tracking that for a long time, Tom.
But
they've been tracking that a long
time. But now they're
time.
writing stories about it every day to make it look like we're in this mass shooting. It again shows you how journalism is
not getting clicks.
Don't we have to have some sort of ethics in this business? I mean, are ethics dead in this business? Am I just going to have to come to the understanding that there are no ethics anymore?
Well, let me. I'm going to argue the other side. What is unethical about giving you the details of a shooting? I think a shooting is newsworthy.
Yes, but to say that at least 5 dead, 27 injured as wave of weekend mass shootings in U.S. continue. They don't tell you anywhere in that.
You could argue that the verbs, and the way they described it is questionable, but that's just to get clicks.
And then it's not till paragraph 6 that they finally tell you what the definition of their mass shooting is, and that it was in 7 cities, 17 different shootings.
Sure. Oh, excuse me.
The ethics, to me, that's unethical. I get it. To me, that's unethical. I just and it makes what I think is a legitimate employment, a legitimate career. It just takes some legitimacy away.
How would you describe what happened this week?
Okay, if I was in Chicago, I would describe it on the evening news. It wouldn't be a national story. If I was in Gary, Indiana, it'd be on the evening news. It wouldn't be a national story. I guess that's my problem with it, is they're taking all these shootings from all over the country and making it one mass national story, like there was a mass shooting again. On the they're making it look like it's that what happened this weekend is on the same scale as what happened at the Pulse nightclub or what happened in Las Vegas or what happened at the grocery store in Buffalo. And they're not. They're not even close. They're not in the same ballpark.
Oh, I agree. What they don't tell you is they don't put this in context with how that is that above or beyond like the national average. That's what they don't do because they're not going to take that additional step. I think gun violence is an issue. I don't think anybody's ignoring that. That how we handle it is the real question. That's all. Right. I think we'd all agree gun violence is a problem.
Yes, 100%.
How big of a problem we could argue.
Well,
but it is a problem.
And my anger here is not about the gun violence. I mean, I don't like the gun violence. My anger here is that my profession leaves out, or they don't put into context, or they don't give you the whole story all the time. And I was always taught either the whole story or it's a lie, because telling half the story is only telling half the truth. And so every day I get more and more frustrated with this profession I've chosen to be in, because people they have no ethics anymore. They don't care. Like you said, it's just about getting clicks. It's not about getting the story right. It's not about even being truthful. It's just about how many people can we get to click that mouse on that headline. And it every day it makes me more and more frustrated. And I know what you're going to tell me. Sure. Tom, there's nothing you're going to be able to do about it. You need to get past it and just do the best you can do as a media journalist. And I understand that, but it's so frustrating when people, when you hear media is a joke. And I'm like, I work my ass off, okay? I hate being looped in as a whole media, but I am. And it's very frustrating when I see stories like this on Monday morning that just don't put anything in context at all. Zero. Anyway.
Okay.
All right, Galen.
I got you.
I understand.
I'm
off my soapbox now.
There's no answer.
I'm off my soapbox now.
There's no answer for it other than don't click on it.
Yeah. I'm off my soapbox now. Hey, Galen, where's the Bloodmobile?
Hey, Bloodmobile today, we're actually at the Walmart out in Summerfield, so come check us out there. But as always, we're right on the boulevard, right here in downtown Ocala. Get out there, give the gift of life, donate blood. We are in critical need of all blood types. Check us out at lifesouth.org. Please, give the gift of life, donate blood.
Galen, I'll talk to you tomorrow, pal.
All right, bye all.
We'll be right back taking your phone calls after this timeout on WOCA. The Source.